Here we have a new 2023 Hyundai Elantra Hybrid. This one comes in the limited trim level in Abyss Black, and then we have black leather interior. And the powertrain consists of a 1.6 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder hybrid engine, made it to a 6-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. So as we come around to the front end here, we have LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. So a great look there. Especially in the Limited, I love how they have the full LEDs and everything just looks super nice. And this has a sticker on the wheel, but these are gonna be 17-inch aluminum wheels. We have passive keyless entry on the front 2 doors. And then over here we have our memory seat controls. We have our power window controls with 1-touch automatic up and down for the driver's side, rear window lock here. And then we have our power door lock controls here. And you pick a side for the power mirror controls and you can adjust there. And then we do get a Bose sound system. And then a bottle holder here. A little bit of storage in the door panel. And here's our power driver seat with power lumbar support. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So let's go ahead and check out the leg room. So fantastic room back here. I have it about as snug as I can be comfortably in that front seat, but still a comfortable seating position for how I drive. And I still have 2 inches between my kneecaps and the back of the seat, so that's pretty impressive. Now I have about maybe 1 inch, maybe 2 inches of headroom there, but still pretty good seating room all the way around for this to be one of the smallest cars that Hyundai offers. And then here are the cup holders here in the middle. And I want to give a huge shout out to Hyundai of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below to it as well as their entire inventory in the description of the video. Well, let's check out the window sticker. Of course, we get that nice warranty. And this one stickers right at $30,680. A fantastic fuel economy. 52 highway, can't beat that. Let's make our way around here. So lockable fuel cap. And then as we come around to the back here, we do get those LED tail lights. And then you can pop the trunk from up front, or you can just hit that button on the trunk itself. And a pretty generous storage space for this small of a vehicle. And I'll pull this down and show you how that second row folds. And this one has that optional cargo net here. And then I gotta move a few things around, but there's a spare underneath there if you ever need that. Gonna take a quick look underneath the vehicle. And we're gonna come around to the back right side. So this seat here, you pull that down. Once you pull that lever, and that'll fold completely flat, which is awesome. And you can run longer objects from the back through to the front there. And it's pretty easy to just lock it back into place by pushing up on it. And then we have a 4-way manual seat for the front passenger. Little storage pocket in here. And then glove compartment, which is pretty decent size. As you can see, it's holding all those owner's manuals. I'll turn this air down a little bit more. Well, it's at the lowest setting, but. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood, and then we'll take a look in the engine bay. And there's that 1.6 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder hybrid motor. But now let's go ahead and dive into the interior. So we get a nice leather wrap steering wheel here. As I always say, I love how they did the steering wheels Hyundai did across their entire lineup. Nice refined look there. Now over here to the screen, this is gonna be 10.25 inches the navigation system here. So this is the nav screen itself. And if you want to type in a destination, you can either set one, or you can go ahead and type one in there. And then we do get AM, FM, XM radio, along with Bluetooth audio. And then we have wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto compatibility as well. And that's where you can set all that up. Now, one of my favorite things about this car is being able to maximize your fuel economy and actually keep track of it. So it'll show you when the electric motor is being used, how much energy is putting out, fuel economy, and then the energy flow itself. So they're showing you the battery level now. And all of your settings right in here. So vehicle settings. You can go ahead and set up that regenerative braking, and then driver assistance features, all that's here. And then if you ever want to connect your phone, just go to device connections, and then you can pair your phone that way. I'm going to show the backup camera next. So really great picture on this Limited, but the guidelines also follow you as you turn the steering wheel as well. And then you have your rear park assist there to show you how close you get to something as you're backing up. And here's that home page there. Hazards are down here. You have shortcut buttons, so if I hit nav, it'll pull the nav menu, and then if I hit map, it'll pull up the actual map. And then you can tap this to mute or use the volume knob there. And then you do get dual zone automatic climate controls. Fan speed can be controlled here. You have 3 stages of auto, so you can have it high, medium, or low, depending on how fast you want the airflow to come out. And then you can sync. You can unclick that there. And then you can decide where you want the airflow to come from as well. Now, something that I think is awesome to have in an Elantra, first of all, but secondly, a hybrid, is 3-stage heated and cooled seats. And that's something, I have a Mustang Mach-E, and mine's a California Route 1. Mine didn't even have heated seats, and mine's sticker for 52 grand. So to have heated, cooled seats here is pretty awesome. And you can cut that whole AC system off there. And down here, there's a 12-volt USB, which you can use for that Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then you have another USB port that's just for charging. And then a wireless charging pad here. And then before I put the shifter back up, drive modes, you can toggle that here, normal, sport, and smart. And then you can toggle the backup camera, push of a button, pull that up. And then you have an electronic parking brake, pull it up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage, and then you have an automatic brake hold, which you can toggle as well. And then for the shifter, pull the lever behind, reverse, neutral drive, then you can come over here and you can manually shift the dual clutch there. 2 cup holders in here. Decent center console cubby space for this kind of car. And then we do have a sunroof. So I'm gonna one-touch slide that back, and you can tilt it as well. And then you can one-touch close it too. Now I will say, would have liked to have the premium dome lights here, but not a big thing. You can actually probably swap that out pretty cheaply yourself. But there are the blinkers there, auto's here, and then you can turn your auto high beams on. I like it actually shows you here. So in auto mode, that's when that works. And then to the right side stock, one time, intermittent, low, high. For your windshield wipers, you can adjust your intermittent here, and then pull up here for that front wiper fluid. And now back to the steering wheel, we can hit this mode button to go through our audio. So whether it's Bluetooth, FM, USB, CarPlay, whatever, you can set that up. And then your voice recognition button is here. Volume controls are here, and then you can click that for mute. And then you can go through your track list or radio station presets using this. Bluetooth controls here. And then you have all of your smart cruise buttons here. So this is for the actual adaptive cruise control. You can set that, pause it by clicking, set the gap adjust for it, and then you can turn the lane centering on and off. And then this here And this is for your gauge cluster. So you can toggle each sub menu using this button. And then once you get into a menu that you can actually scroll through, you can use this here. All digital gauge cluster there. Push button start. And finally, here is our key fob with remote start. But next time we go ahead and take this Elantra Hybrid Limited out on the road for a test drive. So, like the traditional dual clutches, well, it is a traditional dual clutch, but Hyundai, I love their dual clutch transmissions because they really shift in a sporty way, but then they can also be efficient when they need to as well. But they're so snappy when they shift, and that's what I like about them the most. And I'm just glad they didn't stick a CVT in here to be more efficient. I mean, you're still getting 52 miles per gallon highway, 49 city with a dual clutch automatic. I just find that extremely impressive because for me, the dual clutch transmissions are just the most fun to shift, honestly. And I like that you get the best of both worlds with this hybrid because you can maximize your fuel economy in normal mode, and then you can throw it into sport mode, and well, we'll just test it out when we get on the interstate. But overall, ride quality, very good. It is a small sedan and it rides like one, but the ride is much smoother than I was expecting. It might have to do with it being a lot more quiet in here because this is the hybrid powertrain, but just impressed overall by the ride quality so far. Now from the driver's seat, I do have about 1.5 inches of headroom, maybe 2 inches. And the seat is wide enough to fit my stature. I have about 1/2 inch on either side. And I'm probably 240, 250. But we're gonna put it into sport mode now. And I'm gonna put it into manual mode too. And you get so much torque from that battery. It's just a great driving feel. And this is a 1.6 liter naturally aspirated 4. It's still pretty impressive, especially with this dual clutch. Really fun to drive. But I have the adaptive cruise on now. I'm just gonna show that off with the lane centering. So it's braking to keep that safe distance between myself and the vehicle in front of me. And then it kind of gets a little wonky here as the lane gets wider on the exit ramp. But I've driven plenty of Hyundais with the lane keep or lane centering, as well as the adaptive cruise or intelligent cruise. I don't know, I get so lost when people change the names, but it's a fantastic system. And I like they put it on a lot of vehicles. You don't have to pay a huge premium to get some really good safety assist technology. And coming out of that corner there, one of the great things about having a hybrid is you have that low end torque coming from a stop because you have this electric motor helping you. And that's just such a great feeling, as opposed to if I had a naturally aspirated car, I'd still have not as much power on the low end. So this is just, so far, super impressive in terms of just the overall drivability. Now for the price point, first thing that comes to mind is gonna be the Corolla Hybrid, the incoming Civic Hybrid. And I haven't driven a Corolla Hybrid in a couple of years, and I haven't driven the new Civic Hybrid yet, but I will say, for me, having that dual clutch is a big deal, because I'm pretty sure that Corolla has the CVT, and I'm not sure about the Civic yet, as I haven't reviewed one. But for me, I definitely love how this one drives more than the Corolla Hybrid, probably any other hybrid I've ever driven that doesn't have a traditional transmission. because I just love the dual clutch and even just the regular 6-speed automatics as opposed to the CVTs. And this car just impressed me all the way around. I mean, you have a less than $31,000 sticker price. You have navigation, a sunroof, all of your driver assistance technology, lane keep assist, and then that adaptive cruise. They just really check all the boxes for me. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this new 2023 Hyundai Elantra Hybrid in the limited trim level.